I watched 415 films in 2016 and I'm now going to narrow them down to 5 favourites. Admittedly, this was pretty difficult. 22 of them were new releases, so I will tell you my top 5 new releases of 2016 and then I will do an additional top 5 of all the other films that were released previously that I also watched last year. I actually watched more new releases than I remember. I thought I'd watched maybe 10. So I'm quite happy with 22 new releases, but I'm aiming for 30 this year. Now these are not in any order, but I have to start with Girl on the Train because I loved it. I'm still obsessing over it. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I did review it, so if you want to check that out, I will link it in the description. And I just thought Emily Blunt was amazing. The story was wonderful and I loved the characters and it's perfect. Another one that I really loved is Swiss Army Man, and I think a lot of people didn't like it and didn't give it a proper chance because the premise sounded kind of cheesy. Daniel Radcliffe plays this farting corpse, but it's actually a really heartfelt story and very funny, but appropriately funny, and I just thought it was absolutely brilliant. Zootropolis feels like it was out a lot longer ago than last year, but it was amazing. One of Disney's finest animations, much better than Frozen, even though I do like Frozen. But I just thought Zootropolis, or Zootopia if you're across the pond, was so funny, so cute, and everybody kept badgering me to watch it, and I'm glad I finally did because it was beautiful. I definitely think my favourite comedy of this year was Bridget Jones's Baby, even if we take Emma Thompson out of the equation, who was fantastic in it. This is my favourite of the 3 Bridget Jones films. I thought Renée Zellweger was amazing, Colin Firth was amazing, Sally Phillips was fantastic. I just thought the film from start to finish really captivated me, really made me laugh. Didn't really make me cry much, which is good because I don't like kind of soppy rom-coms. And I just thought it was perfectly executed and definitely worth it. And for the last one we have Friend Request, which is a really sinister, twisted film about this girl who's a bit of a recluse and she adds people online and then suddenly people start dying and she disappears, and it's dark and gritty and thrilling and a lot of fun, and that did genuinely scare me, and it takes a lot for horrors and thrillers to scare me because I'm so acclimatized to them. So if you're looking for something to scare you, that's kind of all about today. You know, with social media and the way we interact with other people and how dangerous that can be, definitely worth checking out. So I will list in the description all of the other 2016 films that I watched, and I will also list all of the contenders for the top 5 other films that I watched in 2016. But now I'm going to do the difficult thing of narrowing the other 390 something down to just 5. So I ended up with 14 really strong contenders for this list, and I have to say The Visit is another film that truly terrified me. The Visit is about 2 children who go and stay with their grandparents. Their grandparents were a little bit odd, and then things are not as they seem, and it raised my heart so much. I did review it, I will link it. It's just such a perfect film. Then we have 2 which are actually so close to my heart now, they stole me immediately. And the first one is Garland Corrupted, which is Winona Ryder and Angelina Jolie. And it's about an inpatient ward for girls with various different mental health issues. And for me personally, it was very touching, very emotional, very raw, and I just thought it was wonderful. The second of those 2 films that have now become thoroughly embedded in my mind is 28 Days, which is a Sandra Bullock film. 2016 for me was the start of a massive Sandra Bullock obsession, and it all started with All About Steve, which I know is a film a lot of people hate. She got a Razzie for it. But from that I then went on to 28 Days, and she plays an alcoholic who goes to a clinic, and we have all of these different people struggling with different issues, and it's just so emotional and so hard-hitting and really well done. Second last is Mirror Mirror, which is a 1980s film, maybe early 1990s, and it's about this gothic girl who really reminds me of Lydia Deetz appropriately, and she finds this mirror in her bedroom and it starts to control her, and she thinks that it's fine, it's not dark magic, but actually it turns out to be a lot more manipulative than she thinks. That's not a spoiler, don't worry. And that is just so thrilling and so fun, and I truly loved it. The last one is a Pam Dawber film. 2016 was also the year that I discovered Mork and Mindy and kind of became a bit obsessed with Pam Dawber. And this is Trail of Tears, and it's about 2 women whose children have gone missing. And they go off on a journey across the country to find their children because they've both been kidnapped by their own fathers. And it's very not what I expected, but it's very, very good. And I think the ending, which I won't spoil, was not what I expected, but it was perfect. So I thoroughly enjoyed that from start to finish. If you've seen any of those 10 films, let me know what you think of them, and also please tell me your top 5 films of 2016, either new releases or random films you saw for the first time, or both. This was difficult. I'm aiming to watch more films next year than I did this year. I'm aiming to watch more in 2017 than I did in 2016. Don't think that's going to happen, but we'll see. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.